Hi there, Kath Gammack, Rig Market Analyst with Westwood Global Energy, here with a quick recap on some of the offshore rig market news during the period 22nd up to and including the 28th of November. The past week saw one new contract for work off Brunei and 3 extensions plus a LOI for work off Brazil. Shelf drilling jackup Trident 16 is to remain working for Petrobel offshore Egypt until late January 2026 at least. The rig had been due to complete operations this month. Shelf is also in discussions with the operator on the next programme for the rig. Following the 25th of August RigLogic's report on Karoon Energy Planning and Intervention Campaign at the Baúna field in the Santos Basin off Brazil in 2026, the operator has now awarded a letter of intent to Constellation Oil Services to use midwater semi-sub Atlantic Star. If finalised, operations are expected to begin in the second quarter of 2026 for a firm period of at least 70 days. The heavy workover activities will take place in around 886 feet of water. Atlantic Star's current commitment with Petrobras expires this month. Petrobras has signed a 77-day extension for Constellation Oil Services ultra-deepwater semi-sub Gold Star. This will keep the rig working until the end of January 2026. Constellation notes this gives both parties time to further explore extensions. The 2009-built Gold Star has been working with Petrobras since early 2010. Constellation Oil Services ultra-deepwater drillship Amarilla Star received an extension with Petrobras through the end of November, plus completion of the then well in progress. Following this, the rig will undergo preparations for its next charter with Petrobras, which is scheduled to commence in the first quarter of 2026. Under this contract, the rig is expected to operate in areas of remote frontier exploration, such as the Equatorial Margin and the Pelotas Basin. The firm portion of the contract covers 3 years and has an option for up to 315 days, subject to mutual agreement. ADES Holding, through its newly acquired subsidiary, Shelf Drilling, announced on 27th of November that its jackup Compact Driller has secured a 2-year contract in Brunei, scheduled to commence in the fourth quarter of 2026. The contract is valued at $63 million. The rig has been contracted by Brunei Shell Petroleum to perform plug and abandonment operations comprising of 38 firm wells in the Tali field. The rig is presently working for ONGC in India and is expected to be released sometime in May of 2026. The rig will then undergo contract preparations in Singapore prior to commencing its contract with BSP. Earliest availability of the unit is now estimated in the fourth quarter of 2028. Other activities over the past week saw Total Energies apply to the Norwegian Environment Agency for a permit for pollutant activities in connection with the Phase 2 decommissioning work in production licence 102/102C in the central part of the Norwegian North Sea. The operator is to permanently plug and abandon 3 production wells, 25/5-B-1HT2, 25/5-C-1AH, and 25/5-D-1H. The estimated duration is 137 days in total, with an earliest start of March the 1st, 2026. The P&A work scope is to be undertaken by Seadrill Harsh Environment Jackup West Alara, which will be under sublet to Total Energies from ConocoPhillips. As reported on the 6th of November, ConocoPhillips has placed the West Alara under suspension from late third quarter 2026 until the late fourth quarter of 2027. Also, there is ambiguity over the mechanism being exercised is in line with the contractual provisions. ConocoPhillips has the rig committed until March of 2028. Further to a report of the 17th of November, Jack-up Arab Drill 120 is now at the Crystal shipyard in Singapore after being moved from the Persian Gulf. The Keppel Fells B class was ordered in 2014 and delivered in 2022. It was contracted by Arabian Drilling, which in turn secured a contract with Saudi Aramco that began in November of 2022, but was suspended in August of 2024. The rig has been idle since then. The unit is currently warm stacked and being actively marketed by Keppel. Further to a RigLogix report from the 4th of November, Jack-up Valaris 76 has now mobilised to the Zuluf field offshore Saudi Arabia to start a 5-year contract with Saudi Aramco. The contract was awarded to Ario Drilling in 2023, but the contract start has been delayed. Libya's National Oil Corporation says that it is approaching the final stage of a public exploration bid round, with companies expected to submit offers and open bids in February of 2026. The bid round, the first in over 17 years, covers 22 areas for oil exploration and development, including 11 offshore and 11 onshore blocks, according to oil officials. The bidding round comes as Libya seeks to raise its oil output, and the NOC has said it will boost Libya's crude oil and gas reserves, supporting higher production and providing a measure of economic security for Libyans. And finally, the UK government revealed in its autumn budget statement that it is to maintain the energy profits levy through to the end of March 2030. The government announced no changes to the tax regimes for oil and gas producers. That includes a windfall tax of 38%, bringing the overall tax burden to 78%. Confirmation that the levy will remain in place until 2030 was leaked ahead of the official budget announcement by the Office of Budget Responsibility. Also on Wednesday, the government said the EPL would be replaced with an oil and gas price mechanism at a rate of 35%, which would apply if oil and gas prices stay above certain thresholds. Offshore Energies UK condemned the announcement on Wednesday, calling it a bitter blow to the UK's energy workers and industry. Meanwhile, the government announced a relaxation of restrictions on new oil and gas drilling in the North Sea, allowing tieback drilling adjacent to existing fields through a new transitional energy certificate system. That's it for this week. Many thanks for listening. Hope you found this of interest. If you'd like more information on RigLogix, please visit our website, www.westwoodenergy.com.